Revelation lesson 24 elders, 144,000 and two witnesses. 24 elders. Who are the 24 elders? Matthew 24 verse 51. At the moment the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, the earth shook and the rocks split. The tombs broke open and the bodies of many holy people who had died were raised to life. They came out of the tombs, and after Jesus' resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many people. After Jesus has resurrected, many holy people also resurrected with Jesus. So my guest list is strictly for Old Testament, can be the 12 sons of Jacob and the 12 holy men listed here. It's from Old Testament and New Testament. It can be 12 sons of Jacob plus 12 apostles. 144,000. Who are these 144,000? Revelation 7 verse 5 to 8 lists the 12 tribes. Each tribe have 12,000. I highlight Judah, Manasseh, Joseph. In Genesis chapter 49, it lists the 12 sons of Jacob. I highlight Levi, Dan, Joseph. In Joshua 14 verse 4, for the sons of Joseph have become two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. The Levites received no share of the land. So the new 12 tribes has introduced Manasseh, Ephraim in place of Joseph and Levi. Compare Genesis 49 and Joshua 14 to Revelation 7. We can see Manasseh and Joseph should not appear at the same time. Secondly, Dan is missing. And thirdly, Judah perhaps is not the firstborn. So it might be just symbolic. 144,000 might be just symbolic. It represents a number of Jews or believers who are sealed. 144,000 is just too small compared to the 7 billion world population or 13 million Jews. If 144 million thousand is true, then it is a failure. 144 is the number of 12. 400 times 360, which is one Jewish calendar, equal to 144,000. It represents 400 years of slavery in Egypt or 400 silence period. And Revelation 21:17, the 144 cubits. 144 also 12 times 12. 12 symbolizes redemptions. 12 sons, tribes, stones, disciples, apostles, 12 gates, 12 pillars, and 12 foundations. Two witnesses. Who are the two witnesses? Who are also the two olive tree and two golden lampstands. One of them has to be Elijah, or the spirit of Elijah. In Malachi chapter 4 verse 5, see, I will send you the prophet Elijah before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. The other one, not me, I'm a pastor, scared to death type. Moses, Enoch, because he did not die. Apostle John himself, perhaps, or who else? Let's recap the event sequence from Revelation 6 to 11. There are 7 seals in Revelation. In the number 7 seal, there are 7 trumpets inside. In chapter 9, it lists out the 5th and 6th trumpet. And it goes to chapter 11 to talk about the 7th trumpet. In between, John saw the vision of the angel and the little scroll and the two witnesses. Why did John talk about himself and then the two witnesses? Maybe it is Apostle John. Revelation chapter 10 verse 1 to Revelation 11:13. Why did John talk about himself and then the two witnesses between the 6th and the 7th trumpet? Revelation 10. Here John saw a vision and the 7th thunder spoke to him. But the angels asked him to take it and eat it. And verse 11, The angel told him, "You must prophesy again about many peoples, nations, languages, and kings." And in Revelation chapter 11, verse 3, and this is where the two witnesses during the end times. "And I'll give power to my two witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days. They will prophesy." Apostle John in the book, Gospel of John, chapter 21, verse 22, Jesus answered to Peter, "If I want him, who is John, to remain alive until I return, what is that do to you, Peter? You must follow me." Verse 23, Jesus did not say that he, who is John, would not die. He only said, if I want John to remain alive until I return, what is that to do to you, Peter? However, the two witnesses will still die 3.5 days before the second coming of Jesus, but it's still close enough. Mark 3, verse 17. James are John's, always remember John, they are the beloved disciple, but they are also called sons of thunder. Sons of thunder. And Luke 9:54. Remember an incident where James and John asked Jesus, say, "Lord, do you want us to call fire from heaven to destroy them?" Remember, during the last end times, the two witnesses will call fire from heaven, and they will shut the heaven for 3.5 years. There will be no rain. Jesus' first coming, John the Baptist. Jesus' second coming, John the Apostle. Is it a coincidence? End of lesson 5. If you have any constructive dialogue, I welcome you to send your email to s4.ministry@gmail.com.